Greetings, everybody. This is Apostle Petros from Fundiswanu, and I'm very happy to be with you once again today. And today we are going to talk about something that is very also a little bit sensitive, something that is amazing concerning the future of C.C.C, the future of Advocate Chamisa, and the future of those other people that I can call the brothers of Advocate Chamisa, which are the people that are still remaining in C.C.C, the ministers, the MPs, those who are recalled and those who are not recalled. I'm going to address that thing so that we can be able to understand. I know some of you are afraid concerning the decision that Advocate Chamisa have taken, but I want you to understand that Advocate is not going to back down right now. Why? Because what he has himself, it is a calling of God. You need to understand that all of us people, we are called according to our purposes. And when you are called according to your purpose and then you back down, it simply means that you were actually not called. Because a person who is called, he will fight through the darkness until you fulfill whatever God called you for. So now I'm just going to address one thing that, like, is it necessary for Advocate Chamisa to go back and rejoin C.C.C? What is going to happen in his future? If he rejoins C.C.C, will C.C.C be successful or not? And if he doesn't, is he still going to be successful in his future and his destiny? That's one thing that I want to address. But as I'm addressing this thing, I want you to start understand the foundation of how these things are happening. So now if you are to understand, like from the Bible, you would find that we are all called with the different visions, with different purposes. But you need to understand that whatever that is happening in the life of Advocate Chamisa, in his destiny, as he is pursuing the calling that God called him for, whatever that is happening, it is happening for a reason. Most of you don't understand. That's why people, you are too quick to panic. You are too quick to cry around, to go around on social media, talking a lot of different things. But it's because you don't have understanding on how God operates. Now let me show you something. God called Joseph and gave Joseph a vision. After Joseph had a vision, he did not have just one vision, he had two visions that he had. But I want you to understand that after Joseph had those two visions, he did not leave his father's house or his brothers the same day to go and pursue the vision that God has given him. They were not even able to interpret the vision, all of them from the brothers. But from the understanding of the vision, they developed jealous. They started having jealous. That's why if you read the Bible properly in the book of Genesis, you shall find that they had already nicknamed Joseph as a dreamer, which means they knew that this guy have dreams, this guy have a vision. They nicknamed him a dreamer. They started to have a lot of problems with Joseph because of that vision, because they were saying that, okay, you are the youngest. Are you saying that we are going to kneel down for you? We are your brothers. You know, there were a lot of tensions, a lot of jealous that was around them. But Joseph was not jealous with them, was not having any problem with them, because it was just a vision that he has. It was just a calling that he has, because God knew what was going to happen in the future. There was going to be a famine that would probably wipe out all the Israelites. So God didn't want them to die of famine. So he needed somebody to be in Egypt to preserve the food, so that when they will go and buy the food, somebody must be there to help them and even make them to stay in Egypt until the 7 years of famine are over. So God knew exactly what he was doing. But you need to understand that God didn't want Joseph just to go to Egypt right away and begin to stay there. You know, there are ways where God allows you to go through. So now you will see that the first thing that happened after receiving a vision, in that vision, there started to be tensions with his own brothers. So the own brothers, if you are to read the scripture I was talking about a few days back, where he was sent by his father to go to Shechem, to go to see his father, to go and see the welfare of his father. His father made him to become like a manager over his own brothers, because he is supposed to go and see the welfare of the brothers, the welfare of the sheep, everything that they have, the animals, the livestock that they have. And he's supposed to come back and give word to his father. So he was responsible for that, Joseph. So he was sent there. Now, when his brothers saw him from afar, they said, see, that dreamer is coming. And they begin to debate amongst themselves. What should we do with this dreamer? Some said, let us kill him. Some said, let us sell him. And they all agreed to kill him. So when they took him, they put him in the pit after a long discussion. Then by chance, then it happened that the Ishmaelites were passing through, and then they had to debate again, and they said, okay, instead of killing him, let us just take him and sell them to the Ishmaelites. Wherever he goes, as long as he's no longer with us, it is okay, because he is a threat. He has a vision. The brothers were not having the vision. Judas, Reuben, Issachar, they were not having a vision. They were supposed to benefit under the vision of Joseph, but still they choose to sell him out because of power hungry, because of jealousy, power hungry. So they thought that even if Joseph is not there, they can survive everything by themselves. They can manage everything by themselves. But they didn't know that they can't manage by themselves without Joseph. So now they sold Joseph. So now I want you to understand the processes that Joseph went through. He has been sold. They sold him out. They sold him out. But to the father, they reported that he is dead. So I want you to understand that when Joseph was now parted away from his brothers, that was an alone moment. He has no brother. He has nobody. That's when God started working his wonders. Sometimes you need to separate from your brothers. I want you to understand one thing about C.C.C. There is a video that I want to talk about way long back, I think 2 years back or 3 years back, when I was talking about Monzora, Komich, and all those people. I clearly said that these people that are around Advocate Chamisa, most of them, they are only for power hungry. So Nelson Chamisa was like surrounded with the people that are power hungry, people that are very easy to manipulate, people that are like Judas Iscariot, who was manipulated just because of few coins and ended up selling Jesus. Because when a person is power hungry, that person is easy to manipulate. So now for Advocate Chamisa, it is not a good idea for him to rejoin the C.C.C once again. Why? Because rejoining the brothers, he is going to put his destiny at stake once more again. Because brothers will remain brothers. Why am I saying brothers? They are from the same mother, the same father. What do I mean by that? Most of the brothers that I'm talking about, that he has, they were the MDCs. They come from the MDCs. They went to MDC Alliance. From MDC Alliance, they went to C.C.C. These are the brothers. They all come from Changirai, most of them. So now, if you want to have a proper movement, you need to leave those kind of people. You need to be alone. You need to be a Joseph by yourself. Suffer by yourself. Be alone. Carry those people who support your vision. There are always people that will support and understand your vision. There are always people that will believe you as you are arrested, as you are in prison, as you are alone. God will use you to make those people to benefit and see the goodness of God. And those people, they will stand and testify. And they will stand and carry forward with you in your vision. That is the move. Going back is suicidal for Advocate Nelson Chamisa. And inviting brothers once more again is suicidal. If he is going to do that, let him not give any position to any brother. Let them come as general supporters. Let them come as general people. Why? Because giving them power is risking the movement or risking whatever that he wants to do in future. He needs to be alone. He needs to leave all those people. There is future concerning Advocate Nelson Chamisa. People should not panic. God is working out a lot of things. You need to understand that there are some people that you need to leave so that you can be able to reach wherever God has sent you. That is why you see that Moses was called to take people into Canaan, but he failed to take the people into Canaan. Why? Because he carried along some people that ended up advising him to do against the Lord. When he did against the Lord, God became angry. And he said, the old generation shall not enter into Canaan. Even you, Moses, you shall not enter. But in the beginning, he was called, and God clearly said, take my people into Canaan, in the land where there is milk and honey, which means it was the calling of Moses to take the Israelites into Canaan where there's milk and honey. But it failed How? Because he took the advice. He was under pressure from the old generation. They put him under pressure, and then he ended up doing what he was not supposed to do, and God was angry because of that. And then he said, you, Moses, and all the old age, you shall see Canaan, but shall not eat of it. But the younger generation shall go. That's why Joshua, he had to take over from what God have told Moses to do. So you see what I'm trying to say. So there is still a hope. There is a bright future. But what is important is to do according to God. Now, if you are to see David himself, when he was attacked, having a calling, there is a time where he had to run, where he ran to the prophet. So keep that in mind. I'm going to come again and continue explaining it, why Advocate Chamisa still have the future, why C.C.C doesn't have the future, why he must not carry along the brothers. And remember, this is a prophetic advice, and it must be taken with caution. You need to understand, I am not supporting anybody, but I am just trying to help those who are called according to their purpose, so that they can understand the steps that they are supposed to follow for the benefit of themselves and the benefit of others. And one more thing as I close, everybody, even Advocate Chamisa, needs to understand that when you are called, when you have a calling, you are supposed to go. Wherever God calls you, you are supposed to go. And also, you need to understand that you don't need to do everything to become a hero, but you need to be true to yourself to become a hero. Most of the people that are in power, they do everything. By doing everything, they ended up being manipulative. They open their mind to be manipulated. Why? Because they are just power hungry. But being true to yourself, you follow your own principles. You follow the principles of God. You can't betray. You follow what God says. You follow every step that God has told you. That's becoming a hero. Be true to yourself and continue on the vision that God has given you. There is still hope. Something can happen. This is Apostle Petros Alpha. God bless you. Shalom.